Somalians from Minnesota have been accused of running a multi-billion-dollar Medicaid fraud. The Somalians who are doing this fraud, they would try to get the other Somalians to diagnose their kids as having autism, even if they don't. So that would go on for many, many years, and they would collect benefits from Medicaid to specific providers. Most of that money was sent back to Somalia. Somalia has one of the highest remittances rate of about 40% of their economy. So yeah, no wonder like Somalia, there have been brand new luxury apartments popping up in Mogadishu and all that stuff. There's also a neighborhood in Nairobi called Eastling that has been developing very fast. They have a lot of luxury apartments owned by Somalians, and it's a majority Somalian neighborhood. All that is about to go away now. So
Trump is coming after Somalis in Minnesota, terminating TPS protection and stating Minnesota is being terrorized by Somali gangs. Send them back home. Yeah. Governor of Minnesota, he fired back. Ilhan Omar fired back. Republicans cheering. What? What is this? Because there's only 700 Somalis that have TPS. Majority of Somalis, they're US citizens. They're green card holders. They're refugees from the 90s. They have built communities, businesses, neighborhoods. What is he talking about? Why is he framing it like the whole Somali population depends on this TPS? This is called drama, theater, better headline. Yeah. So, what is the intention behind this drama? What's your thoughts behind this? Appreciate that.
Now, Somalis have done the unthinkable once again. I never expected this to happen. And there's this fraud that, Trump has just counted. Of course, maybe a lot of people may not like him, but I think he did a very good thing to shut it first as they, work on, you know, changing how it works. I want us, to watch some of the reactions, of black people, of, white people, and also some of the Somalis, and, you know, get to hear from them, get to hear from their perspective. Do you think like Trump has done, the right thing? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be here and I'll, share a quick discussion of the same later on after the clip. So make sure that you watch the very end. And, also if this is your first time in this platform, please do consider subscribing, sharing the content, liking the video. Let's rock in.
Somalis may have to go back to Somalia. President Trump has proposed to end TPS status for Somalis. Most Somali immigrants in America are here on a temporary protective status. Basically, their home country, Somalia, is unsafe, so they're here on a work authorization. However, if that's to be ended, things can happen for the Somali community. First, the loss of legal status. Secondly, they're not able to work in the United States. And then most importantly, the risk of deportation. There's a huge Somali community in the Minnesota-St. Paul area. And of course, if the TPS status has ended, it will affect their community tremendously. What do y'all think? My name is Tiffany. I lost 150 pounds in 2.5 years. And I also report different news topics as such today. Tap in.
Trump is about to deport hundreds of Somali Americans right now. I'm gonna break it down for you. So on November 21st, Trump announced via Truth Social that he's terminating TPS for Somalis in Minnesota. And the reason he's doing this is because he has accused the Minnesota Somali community of fraud and money laundering. But as of now, he has offered no public verified proof of that. According to the congressional data, around 705 of them being Somali-born people in the US currently benefit from TPS. And the DHS actually extended and redesignated Somali's TPS status on July 22nd, 2024 into March 2026. Legal experts argue that Trump does not have legal authority to unilaterally revoke TPS designated by law, especially for a particular group in one state. Civil rights groups are calling that this is politically motivated and discriminatory, and courts are likely to step in. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you agree with Trump or do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below.
Now, this is shocking. So, Benny Johnson posted on X talking about the Minnesota Somali community and how they have been caught allegedly funneling millions of dollars of Minnesota taxpayer money, and I mean millions, to the terrorist group Al-Shabaab overseas by falsely diagnosing children with autism through Medicaid. And I'm going to show you that post because it went viral, triggering outrage with Minnesota taxpayers, triggering a response from Donald Trump, and a recent reaction from Elon Musk, and you will want to see what they all said. Also, don't forget to hit the follow for more news, so let's get right into it. So Benny Johnson posted on X, Minnesota's Somali community has been caught funneling taxpayer dollars to the terrorist group Al-Shabaab overseas by falsely diagnosing children with autism through Medicaid. Look at the insane spike in claims. 2018, 3 million. 2023, 399 million. Within this same time period, autism centers skyrocketed from 41 to 328, with many of them being in Somali communities. Your tax dollars are being stolen and shipped over to people who hate us and want us unalived. You should be furious. This is a direct result of careless immigration policies. We must ramp up mass deportations and halt all legal immigration. Then he posts the article from City Journal. Then President Trump's response to that was, Minnesota under Governor Walz is a hub of fraudulent money laundering activity. I am, as President of the United States, hereby terminating, effective immediately, the temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota. Somali gangs are terrorizing the people of the great state and billions of dollars are missing. Send them back to where they came from. It's over, President Donald J. Trump. Then Elon Musk responds to Benny's post saying, massive fraud. So, do you believe all of this or not?
Now, this action may be taken wrongly by some people, but I think it's the only solution that the president could have done. But I believe that people can handle such situations differently. Now, it doesn't have to be all Somalis. I believe there's a way the administration can find to punish the perpetrators, and those who are innocent can be left to go. But I know Mr. Trump is always what he thinks is right. He will always do it. And that's why he's going, he has taken and he has threatened to take that protection status for Somalis not to be deported down. And I think if he had not intervened, maybe America could have lost a lot of cash through that fraud. And I think that is what any president would do, take action. But like I said earlier, I believe there are numerous ways to solve this problem. Of course, it is not right, for Americans to work so hard. Like right now, the status there is not, is not okay. People working hard, people, working their ass off, to make a living, to take care of their families, to pay a lot of bills, and at the same time, pay the government, pay for tax. And, some people thinking of, my tax, is being stolen and taken somewhere where it should not be taken. It's heartbreaking. And, at the same time, it is also, demotivating, because you cannot imagine you're working so hard to pay the government and the money is being misused. So this is what any leader would have done: take action. But I know, like, I could see even some reactions of white people, and they were saying, man, these people need to be deported. These people need to, face their consequences. But I also believe they are innocent people. So for them, they have to be exempted. And is there a way to solve this problem? Oh yes, there is. I believe uh, those mothers who had these kids and they acted like they had that condition to be funded by the government, and later on that money is taken back to Somalia, should be the first people to to get that, to face the full hands of the government. But saying that all of them have to pay for it, it's not justice. Remember, we are looking for justice. Remember, we're looking for uh we are looking for a good uh, judgment. And I don't think this one can be considered as one. I believe there are always ways to solve this. Of course, I know people are not okay with the situation. And someone once said that never make a decision while you're angry, or make a promise while you're so happy. And at some time I got to get to I at some time I got to understand what this meant, because by the time you're making these decisions, you're being driven by emotions, and emotions can lead you to make wrong proper wrong decision. And so for now, I believe a lot of Americans are very sad. A lot of Americans can't take it, can't imagine there's someone uh, benefiting off their cry, and that's why they're furious about the situation. But I believe it doesn't have to end this way. It is because of the sadness that they want this to happen this way. And it is allowed because they are the ones paying the taxes. It is allowed because they are struggling to make all these cash, and to hear all these kind of shenanigans taking place, it's disheartening. But at the same time, they should consider to be, they should at least find a place where they can be calm, so that they can make a very sober decision. Now, these are just my views, and like any other person could have opinions. I do believe that we may not, agree on some stuff, and we might also at the same time agree. That's nature. Some people agree on some things, and some people do disagree, and that's the beauty of life and nature. So regardless of all that, drop your thoughts, drop your views in the comment section. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll also ask you to consider supporting us by simply subscribing, liking the video, sharing the content. We are going to greatly appreciate. But for now, I would like to bring it to close here, and see you in my next video. I'm just hoping that you're going to take care of yourselves. You're going to be vigilant, and extend a hand where it is needed. This life is a bit challenging if we don't help each other. So let's help each other. Let's stand with each other. Black people, you need to, clock together, fight for each other, stand with each other. And I believe life is going to be easier for each one of us. And it's all about, humanity and love and care. All that, emerges from these stuff. Goodbye, my people. Like I've said earlier, I'm hoping to see you in my next episode. Take care of yourselves. Bye.